Welcome to the Classy Counsel, Reflections for the Wise and Elegant Lady. I am Nadia, your elegance coach, and in this weekly podcast, I bring you insights on how to cultivate the attributes of a lady that is elegant and not only elevated in terms of appearance, but also on a much deeper level, spiritually elevated. You'll find cross-references made with verses from the Bible and from other sources of wisdom. Whether you are a beginner or advanced in your journey towards the most elegant version of yourself, a curious learner, or simply looking for some more elegant mindset inspiration, you are in the right place. So, grab your favorite beverage, sit back, and join me on this journey of discovery and growth. Classy is when a woman has everything to flaunt, but chooses not to show it. Today, I want to explore the power of keeping a hint of the unseen, especially for the high-value woman. What is the definition of mystery? It is something that is difficult or impossible to understand or explain. Synonyms would be peculiar, mystifying, curious, enigmatic, inscrutable. And opposite would be clear, obvious, known, evident, predictable. I want you to focus on difficult to understand. It means difficult to read, as in not an open book. A high-value woman isn't shrouded in shadows, but she understands the art of revealing herself thoughtfully. It's about showcasing your best qualities while leaving room for intrigue. But why though? Because first, you have to protect yourself. And second, in any type of relationship, a little pinch of mystery is what keeps it healthy. Imagine a captivating book. You wouldn't want to read the entire plot on the back of the cover, would you? Imagine an immaculately tailored dress that elegantly skims your curves, yet leaves a hint of hidden detail. A peak of delicate lace or a whisper of embroidery. This is the essence of a high-value woman's mystery. It's the confidence in not needing to reveal everything at once. It's the subtle suggestions of depth of a captivating story waiting to unfold, a story built on your genuine passions and experiences. A touch of mystery in your conversation, a hint of a hidden talent, or the thoughtful curation of your online presence. All of these elements weave a tapestry of elegance. And a way to know when a woman is truly high value is when you see how many and how easily people have access to her. When I encourage you to keep more things for yourself, it's important to remember this isn't about playing mind games. It's about being reserved, but still being authentic. There is a difference between being private and being secretive. The high-value woman is private. She thinks carefully about what can be revealed about herself and what isn't necessary to reveal. You know, when you share anything about you, whether it is your personal life, your story, your goals, who you are, the things you do, the things you have, or even revealing through your clothes, the beauty of your body, how much of it you want to reveal, that's something you need to think about. And here is the question I want you to ask yourself. If I share this information or this part of me, will it add something valuable to the relationship I may have with this person, with the strangers I encounter, or do I give out something that might be used against me? Someone asked me once, how do I stop oversharing? I feel like I talk too much and sometimes I regret all the things I have shared with someone. And I told her, you need to set boundaries, first of all, but before setting them, you need to understand, why do you do it? Do you need the person's validation? Did you feel like you had to share more of you so that they can approve of you? Or maybe you felt uncomfortable with the silence in the conversation and you wanted to fill in? The truth is, the less we talk, the more interesting we get. I am not encouraging you to talk less per se, but to be very selective on on what you choose to say or reveal about yourself. Sometimes very long paragraphs can be summarized in just one sentence. And also you need to remember that there is power in silence. I've told you that already, and I remember hearing Robert Greene, which is an American author specialized in human behavior. He wrote the 48 Laws of Power, and he said something like, the most powerful person in the room is the one who talks less. Even in the Bible, there is this verse that comes into my mind, that is Proverbs chapter 17, verse 28. It says, even a fool who keeps silent is considered wise. When he closes his lips, he is deemed intelligent. This is to tell you, even the Bible knows about the power of, body language and the power of restraining your words. It's not to hush you, but to know when to talk and when to not talk. It isn't about cutting off your voice and not hearing your opinion. It's about balance. It's about knowing that you are not more interesting, more attractive by sharing more of you, by giving more of who you are, but by selecting just the best to be given out. It's you making the selection of what is best to be given out. Like the saying, it says, less is more. So we have to learn to do that. So next time, before sharing anything with someone, do a high-quality mental selection of what you allow people to know about you, whether it is the things you say or in terms of your appearance, what you want to reveal to them. Treasures are hidden. There is no treasure exposed, no treasure easily found. I am just letting you process that sentence. Let that sink in. Mystery is the jewel of a woman who values her privacy, possesses and conveys inner strength because it shows self-control, and has a life rich with experiences beyond immediate view. You should let people feel like you do have an amazing life, but you don't give them the details. You don't tell them. This is how you master mystery. That is how you emulate this kind of goddess energy. You let them think, you let them wonder, but you don't tell them. It's exactly the same thing as soon as you tell people, you have to tell people that you are classy, then you're not classy. You let them wonder, you let them tell you that. Try to work on this and do amazing things without sharing them, keeping them part of your secret garden. The more you show, the more you appear as someone who wants to show, but being private, elevate your image in a sense that we can feel that your life is amazing, but we know nothing about it because you don't need our approval to be happy. This carefully cultivated air of mystery, rooted in authenticity, becomes the signature of your elegance. It leaves a lasting impression long after the interaction is over. Trust me. A good example of a woman of mystery is Angelina Jolie. Now, I don't agree with everything she has done in the past. I think she has evolved as a woman and she's pretty elegant now. But she has now this aura, and I believe she isn't acting. It's a trait of her because you never see her in like comedy or silly, goofy roles, but she's always this highly confident woman in touch with who she is and doesn't talk much. Really, like if you look at the movies, she doesn't talk much. And personally, she makes me want to know more about her because of that, because she doesn't say much, but she shows in her body language, in the way she stands, and in the way she looks at you in the eyes, that she is all that. She has so much going on and she is interesting. If you want to see what I'm talking about, you should check videos of her on YouTube or watch her in the movie The Tourist, where she stars with Johnny Depp. She's very composed. She looks in the eyes. She stands tall. She really moves in this like very gracious way, not in a rush. She's sure of herself. And to me, she's the definition of quiet confidence. So have a look and tell me what you think about it. Now, how does the elegant woman manifest mystery every day? What does that look like to be a mysterious woman? Well, during conversations, she will spark curiosity with thoughtful questions And she will avoid oversharing. She would let the other person be the storyteller. She will be fully present, aware of her body language, but listening more than she's talking. On social media, she creates an online presence, her own little world, her aesthetic, and she finds the perfect balance between sharing glimpses and leaving room for imagination. She doesn't bombard people with details that are not adding value to the message she delivers to her community. Now, in her personal development, she cultivates hidden talents or hobbies, and she doesn't necessarily bring them up, especially when not being asked. She doesn't disclose them all at once. She knows whether or not it is the right moment to disclose them and when is the perfect time to announce a new skill so that it can be a delightful surprise. And I have in mind I think it's last year or the previous year, Christmas event where the royal family was involved. And just, if you don't know me, I am a fan of the current Princess of Wales, largely known as Kate Middleton. And I always knew she was a musician because she played flute when she was younger. But she surprised me and the public when she arrived and played piano. She never disclosed that information to the public before that. She knew how to play piano. And I saw that reading the comments, how people were just so shocked and amazed at the same time. And all of a sudden, it sparkled interest in her again. So just to let you get the idea of what it looks like as a mysterious woman. Well, mysterious woman. As a high-value woman who cultivates a bit of mystery. I should say it like that. A bit of mystery. That you do things for yourself. You have some skills, you have hobbies, you have interesting things to say, you have interesting things you do, but you don't disclose everything. You don't need to. And if you disclose, you know how to do it and when to do it and to whom. Now, why would I encourage you to be more of a woman of mystery? I think I mentioned that. It's to protect you, and also it enhances relationships. First thing, the interactions with others. A touch of mystery keeps the spark alive. It fosters a desire to discover more about you, fostering a deeper connection. So it's good for the relationship because you want authentic and deep connection. Also, in marriage or any long-term relationships, mystery can prevent relationships from becoming predictable. So, of course, your significant other is supposed to be the person you are the most intimate with, who knows you better than anyone else. So you don't have any secret. You don't hide stuff from him. But you can surprise your spouse with a hidden new skill you're developing, with new knowledge, new projects. Especially if you identify as an elegant woman, then personal growth is a priority in your life, and therefore you always have something to surprise your person with. But it doesn't have to be too deep. It can also be a romantic gesture or a weekend getaway planned in secret, and that's it. Now, in the workplace, don't reveal all your strategies at once. Maintaining a sense of composure and calculated vagueness can command respect. So you see how mystery can work in your favor in all aspects of your life. How do you cultivate mystery starting from scratch? Well, if you overshare, that's number one. If you're someone who overshares, find out why. Try to understand why you're doing it, and then set your boundaries. Then practice selective sharing. I mentioned that. Selection. It's about selection. High quality selection. Discern what information is best shared openly and what can be revealed gradually. And to whom? Not everybody should have access to you. Everybody deserves your respect. Everybody deserves your consideration. But not everybody deserves full access to you and your life. Third thing you can do to cultivate mystery is refine the art of conversation. You have to be an active listener and learn how to ask questions. Ask captivating questions and listen more than you talk. And number 4, reevaluate your wardrobe or the way you dress. If you like revealing parts of your body, know that I am not against it, but there is a subtle way to do it, to remain elegant and not to be just plain vulgar. Know what you want to reveal, how much of it, and it has to be little because we don't want to give out for free, but just suggest. We want to say, I am feminine, my body is part of my femininity, but this body is a temple. Not everyone can have access to it, and not even everyone can have a glimpse at it. You have to choose which part you want to reveal and make sure you aren't distracting with other parts. If you want to show some legs, and I said some legs, not all of it, then you cover your chest and you cover eventually your arms as well, if you can. If you want to show some chest, then cover your legs and your back. If you want to show the back, cover the legs and the chest. It's a question of balance. Trust me, if you try to envision a woman wearing a dress, she can be beautiful, she can be a nice person. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how she appears, how she's perceived. If you see that woman wearing a dress that reveals her back, her chest, her legs, her arms, pretty much almost everything, try to embody this, try to see it. And now try to look at that woman wearing a beautiful dress, showing off the back beautifully, and the rest is covered, like the legs are covered. And now try to identify which one is elegant. It's a question of balance. Again, be selective on what, how much you reveal, and to whom. For the people who might get offended because, you dress for yourself and you do what you want, indeed, you do exactly that. My advices here are only directed to people who wish to be refined, elegant, and I don't force anyone. That being said, here is the Bible verse I will wrap this up with, which is Proverbs chapter 21, verse 23. Whoever guards his mouth and tongue keeps his soul from troubles. If you liked this podcast, if you have any questions or suggestions, don't hesitate to leave me a comment, like, or share. If you also like affirmation words, visit my YouTube channel, Madame Kabongo. You will find a video specifically on mystery in the Affirmations for the Elegant Woman playlist. For even more advices to become the best version of yourself, knowing etiquette, elegance, communication, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. You will always find me there under the same name, Madame Kabongo. Thank you, and remember, not everybody deserves full access to you. See you next week.